Here are 30 things you can do to counter hate. 1. The very first thing you can do online is report offensive content. If someone is speaking hate on a platform, then let the people who run that platform know. On Facebook, for example, there are simple options you can click to report hate. Most places don't want to support hate speech. 2. Counter hate speech with love speech. Share positive stories about targeted groups and cultures other than your own. 3. Don't hate the haters. It's not constructive. Instead, counter their hate with facts. Fact check misinformation and wrong headed rhetoric. Provide reliable resources to back up your statements. 4. React. Do not remain silent. Silence implies agreement. You have to speak up to let hateful people know that they are wrong and that you do not agree with them. Remain calm and logically state your case. 5. Challenge hateful rhetoric and misinformation. Help ensure that hate is not the dominant narrative by sharing a positive message that spreads tolerance, equality, and truth. 6. Stand up with people who are targeted by hate. When targeted groups march with them to show that we all have a responsibility to stand up against hate. 7. Report threats of violence. Don't take violent threats lightly. Report them to the police. Authorities need to be made aware of threats of violence in order to take appropriate action. 8. Advocate for responsible and respectful speech and behavior. Share campaigns aimed at countering hate speech. Educate family and friends about our shared responsibility to stand up to hate. 9. Commit. Join a nonprofit organization that works to counter hate in your community. Join UNICEF USA, Amnesty International, or your local chapter of the United Nations. 10. Celebrate other cultures. Attend festivals, community events, and film series that celebrate and honor cultures other than your own. Bring your children and teach them to love other cultures too. Turn it into a family event. 11. Teach kindness and tolerance. Prejudices are not innate, they are learned traits. Counter hate at an early age by teaching children to be kind, respectful, empathetic, and compassionate to all people. 12. Stand up for others. If you see someone being bullied or attacked, do what you can to disrupt it. Ask the person who is being targeted if they need help. Calmly ally with the person or call for help. 13. Be the first to speak up. Social psychology studies show that when situations erupt, people look around them for cues about how to respond. Give the people around you the cue that they need to speak up or take action when hate rears its ugly head. 14. Work on building up your courage. Take small steps, which will lead to larger and larger steps. Do one thing to stand up to hate, and then another and another. Visualize yourself taking action in situations where no one else is, so that if that type of situation presents itself, you will be ready. 15. Ask for help when you need it. Be careful not to put yourself in harm's way, and remember there is safety in numbers. The more those of us who are speaking up ask others to join us, the more people will be involved. 16. Find role models. Look at the people around you who are taking action and speaking up and join them or model your actions after theirs. 17. Make new friends with people who are different than you. Get to know all sorts of people and make friends with people who have different identities and backgrounds than your own. 18. Wear a pin or button that shows solidarity with people targeted by hate. Let them know that you are their ally and ask them what they really need in terms of support. That's a big one. Some people say, be a co conspirator or an accomplice. This means to go even a step further than being an ally. Really get involved. 19. Press the mental pause button. Be careful about not getting so caught up in your own day to day business that you accidentally ignore someone in need. When you see something happening, pause. Take a moment from your busy day and ask yourself, does that person need help? 20. Support victims of hate. Let victims know you care. Surround them with love and care. Do whatever you can to help ensure that they do not become victims again. 21. Report hate crimes. If you are the victim of a hate crime, report it to the authorities. Be specific and share as many details as you can. 22. Speak up. If news reports are covering hate, ask for equal time to speak up on behalf of unity, equality, inclusion, and diversity. 23. Keep educating yourself. Make an effort to learn more about everything from the hate you are working to counter to the people and groups affected by that hate. Learn the difference between a hate crime and a bias incident. 24. Hold a unity rally. If a hate group is hosting a rally in your area, then create an alternative event for people to attend. Draw the media's attention away from the hate rally. 25. Pressure leaders. Write and call your government officials and encourage them to stand up for targeted groups. Some of them will need to overcome their fear of taking action, and others will need to overcome their own biases. 20. Stay engaged. This is something we all need to keep at. So, find ways to stay engaged with countering hate. Promote tolerance and acceptance. Follow It Matters How We Treat One Another on Facebook and Instagram. We share something almost every day that counters hate, even if it's as simple as kindness. 27. Host an equity and inclusion event. This is especially important if you're a middle school, high school, or college student. You have the power to change hearts and minds. You will be reaching your peers at an age when they are most susceptible to hate groups. 28. Search inside yourself. Do your own work to rid yourself of biases and stereotypes. This type of inner work is a long process and takes time and patience with ourselves. Keep at it. 29. Practice mindfulness and meditation. These practices can help us learn to remain calm in high pressure situations. You will be happier with how you handle yourself when you are confronting hate if you are able to remain calm and not be provoked. 30. Finally, heed the words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Quote, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." As we often post on our page, we've got to love the hate out of this world. Keep practicing love, and together we can create a more loving world and a brighter future for everyone.